Hi, everybody. I'm Gloria Moraga. This is political news for Wednesday, January 21st. And today's big news story is Donald Trump giving an economic speech. Woof. That is another story. For this story, this podcast, I'm going to talk about the new governor of New Jersey. And before I get into the sound bites and share her speech with you, I just want to give you some background. So I'm going to read from her bio because it is fascinating. And this is from her website, so I am quoting, and I actually did search around and look for additional information, but I'll just read. This is about Governor Mikie Sherrill. She is a U.S. Naval Academy graduate. She is a Navy helicopter pilot. She was a former federal prosecutor. She is the wife and mother of 4 kids. Mikie Sherrill says she ran for governor to make life easier and more affordable for Garden State families. And her career, it really has been defined by service to our country and to New Jersey. I loved listening to her talk about New Jersey. She mentioned Bruce Springsteen and Frank Sinatra and SZA and other great performers who were born and raised in New Jersey. And I'll go on to quote, Mikie was inspired to join the military by her grandfather, a World War II veteran. From a young age, she knew she wanted to fly and do big things. So she went to the Naval Academy and graduated in 1994. She was in the first class of women eligible for combat roles on ships and aircraft. So take that, you scum-sucking pig and drunk, Pete Hegseth. Sherrill spent almost 10 years on active duty in the United States Navy. She was a Sea King helicopter pilot. She led missions throughout Europe and the Middle East. She worked on the battle watch floor in the European theater during the Iraq War. She served as a flag aide to the deputy commander of the U.S. Atlantic Fleet and was a Russian policy officer aiding in the implementation of our nuclear treaty obligations, and she oversaw the relationship between the United States Navy and the Russian Federation Navy. The woman has credentials. Following her service in the Navy, Mikie Sherrill graduated from law school. She worked in a private practice, and then she joined the U.S. Attorney's Office in New Jersey. And I could just go on, but she went on to serve as a member of Congress and then ran for the governorship and won. And wow. So she beat a Trump dude. Somebody Trump endorsed and somebody that Trump fought hard to win the governorship, and Mikie Sherrill pulled it off with the help of the great people of New Jersey. So here's her speech. I'm not running it all, but it was a great speech. She compared what's happening now with Trump to our battle for independence from the King of England. And I'm going to I produced a video on this, and I didn't include a lot of that, so I'm going to put some of that in here. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together once again for the 57th governor of the state of New Jersey, Mikie Sherrill.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Honorable Chief Justice and Justices of our Supreme Court, my fellow governors, our esteemed congressional delegation, Mr. Senate. New Jersey has been at the heart of our American story, the crossroads of the revolution, the site of our first major victory at the Battle of Trenton, the first state to sign the Bill of Rights. So I am honored as we gather here today that we do so with New Jersey's original parchment copy of the Constitution on stage with us, one of only 13 known to be in existence. I wanted to take my oath on it. It's a little large. A document, by the way, that New Jersey unanimously ratified. The Constitution, born out of challenges of the early republic, clearly lays out our values. To form a more perfect union, to promote the general welfare, to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Because you see, inherent in our Constitution is a framework for opportunity, a commitment, a covenant that ties generations together. This commitment to opportunity for the people of our country is also known the world over as the American dream. And like so many families, my American story did not begin that auspiciously. From what relatives have told me, it includes people fleeing a famine, others fleeing religious persecution, and even once they arrived here, the road to success was uneven. Poverty, economic devastation, sometimes building something for your family only to lose it, forces beyond your control. But over and over again, this country has offered my family opportunity found nowhere else in the world. From my grandfather landing a good union job after the war, to my opportunities in the first class of women eligible for combat roles in the Navy, the American dream starts with opening a door. With an understanding that no matter who your parents are, where you're from, what religion you practice or ethnicity you claim, the doors to opportunity in this country should be open to everyone. That is the story of New Jersey. And yes, we are far from perfect. I know we are. But generations of families have found their American dream here. Immigrants sailing here from overseas. Black families leaving the South to come here to find work. People from all over the country and all over the world again and again and again finding opportunity here. That's because New Jersey is an incredibly special place. So here in New Jersey, we have invented everything from the light bulb to the moving picture to the laser. We have artists from Sinatra to Springsteen to SZA. New Jersey, in my humble opinion, never gets enough appreciation. So, as the newest leader of our great state, for all these artists, battles, and innovations, I just wanted to take a moment to say, you're welcome, America. And I'll also assure you that our state will continue our great history of standing in the breach when our nation needs us. You see, what makes us special is that sometimes, in some moments, the impossible is possible here. So we are unafraid to take on tough challenges. We never assume we've lost the fight before we even enter the ring. So when I get asked, and I do get asked, was I surprised at the results of this election? I can honestly say no, not in the least, because I know New Jersey. And this election proved that the people of New Jersey recognize the parallels. That we see a president illegally usurping power, unconstitutionally enacting a tariff regime to make billions for himself and his family while everyone else sees their costs go higher. Here, we demand people in public service actually serve the public instead of buying themselves planes and cars and extorting money. And on November 4th, the people of New Jersey once again gave the nation a glimmer of something it hadn't felt in months. Hope. Yes. 250 years after the Declaration, 250 years after General George Washington crossed the Delaware into the Promised Land, I am proud to say that once again, New Jersey is leading the way. We value our freedoms, and we believe in the promise of opportunity. And I want you to know that I will be fighting for you. And I hope, New Jersey, you'll remember me when you open up your electric bill and it hasn't gone up by 20%. I can promise you it won't be because I waste your money on a ballroom at Drumthwacket. I'm going to spend every minute trying to make New Jersey more affordable and open doors to opportunity across our state, because that's our history here. Opening doors to opportunity. Patriots who manned Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad stops from Cape May to Jersey City. Labor leaders like Peter McGuire, who spurred the fight for fair wages and good working conditions. Alice Paul, who fought for equal rights, including a woman's right to vote. And Rabbi Joachim Prince, who fled Nazi occupation, marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, and reminded us that the most urgent, the most disgraceful, the most shameful, and the most tragic problem is silence. Not here. Not New Jersey. These are some weary, weary years. But I will be damned if in this state at this time we cry any silent tears. We refuse to be silent, as so many doors are shut on too many of our friends and neighbors, too many children and seniors who don't have enough to eat, people who work too hard and still can't get ahead, communities living in fear, children who are afraid their parents will disappear in an ICE raid while they are at school. As we see Washington trying to shut the door on opportunity, on your safety and security, on education, on healthcare, on access to good jobs, on innovation and investments in energy and infrastructure, as we are seeing doors shut for families, for working people, for vulnerable communities, as they attempt to roll back the tide of progress, not here. We are made of stronger stuff here. We are going to keep the doors open for your family. The doors that were opened for my family that led to me being here today. First, I am issuing an executive order giving the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities the authority to pause new utility requests for additional rate increases, and I will freeze rate hikes to finally provide families with real relief on their energy bills. Second, I am issuing an executive order directing the Board of Public Utilities to open solicitations for new solar and storage power generation, to modernize gas and nuclear generation so we can lower utility costs over the long term. This is just the beginning, not of my speech, of my work. We're going to take on the affordability crisis, and we're going to shake up the status quo. It won't be easy, and hard choices have to be made to drive down costs as the federal government slashes funding and slams doors to opportunity. But as I learned in the Navy, the only easy day was yesterday. But luckily, we don't need easy here in New Jersey. We have grit. We're tough. And when you hurt our families, we're going to fight. We're going to fight for jobs. We're going to fight for housing families can afford, for good schools, safe streets, and ending skyrocketing utility costs. And look, I know that there are people here, some of them behind me probably, who didn't vote for me. And I know some of you are going to be in my office yelling at me one day about some disagreements, and yet, as we sit here today, I'm ready to fight to ensure that you can do just that without fear of reprisal or worry that you'll be investigated or unfairly prosecuted. And at the heart of it, we serve with commitment, a desire to better the world. And at the dawn of our nation, as some of our very first public servants embarked upon their work to better New Jersey, the people of New Jersey chose a state motto. They were among the first to do so. On the heels of a horrible war, they narrowed in on those two things that they felt their countrymen had fought and died for: liberty and prosperity. Today, I take up their work again, protecting liberty, ensuring that power is not placed in the hands of a few, but rather that the universal rights of all New Jerseyans are protected, and prosperity through opening the door to opportunity. That is my commitment as your 57th governor. Thank you. Thank you. And may God bless the great state of New Jersey, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
I'm Gloria Moraga. This is Political News. Please subscribe, please follow me, and be safe.